Hi guys, welcome to this review of Chef Julian, episode 307, the Thalissa episode. It was a good one, y'all. Let's get into it. Ty is upset with Julian. She hasn't really seen Julian or talked with him much since the incident where Mo and Milan scheduled the staff meeting without Julian being there to basically put her in her place. And she's telling him, you know, have you talked with them? Have you had any kind of discussions with them? Because I've been patient. I've been waiting for a month to know what's up. Has this been addressed? I'm feeling isolated. And he's like, no, not yet. I haven't really talked about it. Everything's peaceful right now, so I just like to keep it that way, is what Julian is saying. And so she's like, no, I need for you to address it. And he actually sets up a meeting for them to meet the next day. But in the meanwhile, Ty also sees the non-disclosure agreement upstairs with Wendy's signature on it. And she asks Julian about that, like, what's going on with that? Is she part of the business now? Exactly what's up? And Julian's like, no, you know, I was just talking to her. She just signed the paperwork, you know, as a matter of protocol. And Ty's like, well, why paperwork though? If it's nothing official, why the need for paperwork? So Julian answered in his regular Julian way. It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. I got this. I got everything under control. When Mo and Milan arrive, together of course, Julian gives Milan a bear hug and Mo just like, nope, not having that. She was acting all stank with Julian. Guess because he's not fucking her right now, and that kind of just got her feeling some kind of way. So the meeting gets started. And Julian tries to start the meeting off with the right tone. You know, he starts with we are a team. He starts out, I think, also by saying something like, you know, as the head and as the face of the company. And I'm sitting there thinking, dude, you are so not running anything right now. From there, we go into the situation between Mo, Milan, and Ty. Milan concedes a little bit. She concedes a little bit to Julian when Julian is saying, you know, these secret meetings that I don't know anything about, these meetings need to stop. So she says, well, you know, that might have been wrong. That's why I say concede a little bit, because she didn't really say, yeah, that was wrong. And she goes straight into, but it was necessary for order to be established in this company. And so Ty's like, oh, and so you're going to do that by bullying? And Milan is like, I'm grown. I don't bully people. Now look, I'm tired of Milan throwing around her age. She's using her age with these younger people like from a point of condescension. Her intentions are not good. Julian's like, we're all partners. And Milan is like, and Ty's like, really? Really, Milan? Milan just takes that as her opportunity to just set the record straight. And because she's like, you know, that's part of the problem, Ty. You think you are in a greater position in this organization than you are. You are the social media coordinator, okay? Social media coordinator. And maybe they say coordinator in Cali, but here in South Carolina, we say coordinator. And she said, and we never agreed to you being anything more. She's saying the real partners, who in this case include Mo because of her family recipes, Julian because he's the cook and he's the name and the face of the company, and I meant cook, not chef, and Milan because she put up the money. So what Milan is saying is that there was no agreement for Thalissa to be a partner. She was only in a particular role to serve a particular need, and that's it. And therefore she needed to stay in her place, and she needed to understand that she was not in a position of power. This was all news to Ty. She looked at Julian. Julian looked at the floor. She looked at Julian. Julian looked over here. Oh, Julian. Then she goes on to say to Ty, and furthermore, let's just be totally honest. You're not that good at your job. She goes in about her not having so many people turn out, or not getting at least 100 people to turn out to the launch party. She doesn't give her any props at all for the commercial and the traffic to the app and any business that they have. You got Mo over here who's co-signing everything that Milan says. Mo had the audacity to say, Ty, we just want you to take accountability for your actions and your failures. I was like, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck fuck is Mo to talk about accountability, you know, and acknowledgement of your failures? I mean, what? First of all, for the lunch party, Mo, you guys might not have run out of food if you were on your job instead of on Julian. I'm just saying. Ty stood up for herself and she ran through the list of everything she's done for the company. Mo at one point said, Ty, you're wilding out and you need to calm down. Ty had enough. She told them to get out of her house. When Milan was looking at Julian like she wasn't moving, Ty broke it down and said, I don't know why you're looking at Julian. This is my house where my name is on the lease. And so I need you guys to leave because you will not disrespect me in my house. Good for you, Ty. Good for you. Throw them heifers out your house. And of course, Julian went behind them. And as Mo and Milan were leaving, and you know, he apologetically says, I'll talk to her. I'll talk to her. Milan especially and Mo dressed, tied down right there with Julian sitting at the table. He sat there like a disempowered man-child. So this is where the flashbacks in this episode help us at least have some insight into what has gone into making Julian behave the way that he does. There are two flashbacks, and in the first flashback, it's 11 years ago, 2006, Julian and his mom comes over to Ty's mom's house. And it was a domestic abuse situation. Of course, emotional abuse goes along with that. Ty's mom was like, you know, I keep telling you not to go back to him. It is also clear that this is not the first time that Julian has had to camp out at their house. And it also is clear that when he does have to come over there, that sometimes it's for extended periods of time. The second flashback was like a year after the first one, so I think it's 2007, and nothing really has changed. Julian is still spending a huge amount of time over at Ty's house. His dad stands him up because he's with one of his many women, and even his text message to Julian is like, I'm with Cynthia and she has me tied up, like literally, and like, but I'm sure you understand, almost like, you know, man to man, like this is the badge of honor thing he's sharing with his son. Julian declares to Ty that he would be absolutely nothing like his father, who runs through women. It was unclear to me with the first flashback if the domestic violence was due to Julian's father or was his mother in a relationship with someone else. I wasn't really sure on that, but Julian swears he is going to be nothing like his dad. But in that second flashback, we also see where Julian is ducking and dodging two teenage girls who he's seeing at the same time, and he's made them believe that they were the only one. As much as he does not want to be like his dad, even in that moment 10 years ago, it is very clear that he is already imitating his dad's behavior as to what a normal, intimate relationship with women would look like. So that gives us some insight into how he got into the kind of behavior that he's in right now. But what was also clear with these flashbacks is how Thalissa has really been a ride or die cousin for years. And then that's why I say his betrayal of her was significant, because it's very clear you're there for that person. And when the person's not there for you, when it's a time of significance, that hurts. Ty, to me, doesn't even have an expectation that Julian would be able to be there for her to the degree that she's there for him. But I think she has an expectation of, though, but when it counted, I thought I would have been able to count on you to be by my side, and he wasn't there. Very fucked up what Julian did to Ty. Back to present day. So after Julian apologetically said to Milan and Mo that he would talk to Ty, he goes on to tell Ty how wrong she was. And Ty is clearly hurt. Ty starts reading Julian for not having her back and advising him, me knowing that you have signed NDAs with Wendy's name on it, and you're not telling anybody you're working with about it at all, and me not mentioning it. That's having someone's back. So Ty was like, you're out here working behind the scenes with your baby mama, not telling anybody anything, and I kept mum about it because guess what, Julian? I have your back. Now, when Ty said your baby mama, she's saying that in jest. She didn't really know Wendy had been pregnant, because when Julian then says, well, first of all, the baby wasn't mine, it was Daryl's. She's like, wait a minute, what? You mean tell me she was pregnant? Well, Ty said, so wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that all this time where you've been basically at Wendy's place, and you mean to tell me that the woman who smashed your window and who smashed your best friend, who got pregnant by your best friend when she knew he was your best friend, you're in a good place right now with this person? So Julian is very defensive of Wendy. Well, that strikes Ty wrong too, because Ty's like, you see how quickly you were able to defend Wendy? But Ty says, who've been here with you always, through all of the stuff, you couldn't defend me? Ty went down that list of issues with the whole Wendy thing. The words she used, the passion she had, because this is her cousin. This is her blood. As she tells him, I'm your blood, you know? But the way she ran down the situation with Wendy, Daryl, and Julian, y'all, it made me, I had to pull these, I had to check them. I had to check them because I'm like, maybe I've been wearing some rose-colored glasses when it comes to Wendy. Maybe we've given Wendy too easy of a pass with her role in all of this. Ty in this episode, who loves her cousin and knows the background, knows his backstory, wants the best for him, sees, Wendy, who's been with him and his best friend and has gotten pregnant by the best friend, and that's just not a good look. And she's like, you think that's what you should be doing? Ty said, you will stand here in front of me and defend that chick. But let's look at the list. First, I've been here by your side through thick and thin. Okay, first. Second, you have a place to stay because of me. The job you did not have, I got you a job that you fucked up, and also fucked up my future opportunities of working with this company because of how you fucked up. The customers that you have for your new business are from me because I was the one who suggested that we do a commercial. The business that you have that is called Chef Julian and started working better under the name of Chef Julian was because I said you should call your business Chef Julian. And then she went into, but you're so pussy whipped by Mo and Milan that you don't even understand that they're trying to take over your business. Ty stopped short of saying you ain't shit. When the actress who played Ty, she said, my whole life I have always been here for you, and I can count on one hand the times that you've been here for me. She did that. She committed to that scene because her emotions, the water in her eyes, and the way she delivered that scene. Ty said 7 days. You have 7 days, bruh, to get up out of my house. 7 days. And he's like, what do you mean? Calm down. 7 days you got to get on up out of my house. So where is Julian gonna go now, y'all? Where is he gonna go? Because I hadn't seen anybody making any deliveries. I'm not even sure he has enough money to even pay his own rent on his own spot. Is he gonna try to move in with Daryl? Gonna try to crash over there? Don't see how that would work. What about Wendy? What about Wendy? Is she ready for that accelerated pace? Is he? Mo? She'll probably say yes. She likes the fucking with Julian, that's for sure. So she probably will say yes. What about Milan? Child, I don't see Milan. Milan is not. I don't even see Milan allowing that to be an option. We'll see what Julian does. Thank you for allowing me to have my 2 cents. Until the next time, bye.